Come on. Hey, there we go. It's taking a while to get going, but now we are live. And now it's time for me to do all the things that I normally do to get the thing up and running. Ooh, that's interesting. Just getting live now. Huh, where's the chat? All right, there it is. I see what I'm doing. Pop out the chat. It's all good. It's under control. Hi, Noble Wolf and Bury in the door very quickly, I see, which is good to see. And Sean, howdy. How's it all going? Just getting the house in order, as it were. Doing the things I have to do to be all ready for this evening's chat, which can be in a slightly, or very celebratory mood that the marriage equality vote finally passed in Australia. Long overdue. Now let me do the do a link to Facebook. We're going to say we're celebrating marriage equality and saying hashtag eat shit Lyle. And I'll correct a little spelling error there. And this, of course, this needs a... Wait, why? Well, oh, there's... I think I need a rainbow motif. And I got one, finally. There we go. Kinda. Yes. Ooh. I better put the link there. I gotta follow that. I mean, gotta love in Australia that it was a trending hashtag on Twitter today. Eat shit Lyle, referring to Lyle Shelton, the head of the grossly misnamed Australian Christian lobby, because it certainly doesn't conform to any Christian ideal that I've ever seen. It's just a fucking hate group, ultra conservative political lobby group, pretending they're a religious group to get away with paying no tax. Oh, Biori, a drinking problem as a way to blank out the horrors of the world? I'm all for it. And hello, Alpha. How's it going? So, yes, I hope everyone is well too. That is a noble thought to start a conversation with. Hope everyone's well. Hope we continue to be well. And that we prosper and live long, as the Vulcans would have it. The other way around, of course, with the live long and prosper. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. And oh man, I tell you what. Among other things, the marriage equality vote in Australia really highlighted the assholes in Australian politics. I mean, there weren't really any surprises in who's an asshole, but for reals, there were some super assholes. Yes, you sent me that before, Bury. We are the LGBTQA, etc. Resistance is futile. You will be assimilated. But I mean, it seriously blew my mind that the No campaign for the marriage equality vote was purely lies. Every single thing they said in their campaign was lies. Like, because I don't think, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, point me to it, you know, citation needing, as the saying goes. I don't think they ever just said gays don't deserve to get married. They're not as good as heterosexual couples. They're lesser. They are lesser humans and deserve less human rights. I don't think they ever said that. They made the vote about things it wasn't about. Their entire campaign, not some of their campaign, not a lot of their campaign, but their entire campaign was lies. They spent the whole time talking about things that were irrelevant to the topic being voted on. And that blows my mind. It really does. And hello, Damage Inc. and Wrestling Days. Good to see you on board. I mean, because, okay, politicians and lobbyists of all stripes lie. You know, they lie all the time. You know, it's like, what percentage of the time are they telling the truth? You know, is it half the time? Is it, you know, quarter of the time? Is it 3/4 of the time? But the anti-marriage equality campaign was literally complete lies. They never told the truth in their campaign. They always talked about things that weren't the topic being voted on, and they insisted these things that were irrelevant to the vote were the only things you should consider when you thought about the vote. It was surreal. It was absolutely surreal that absolutely every element of their campaign was lies. It was really weird. Hey, Pat, I am doing well. I hope you are well too. It rained on here. I don't know if it's not that loud, so I don't think the microphone would be picking it up. Still daylight out there, as you can see. Will be for, I don't know. It'll get dark a little bit earlier because of the clouds, fairly uniform cloud cover out there. But yeah, it's raining, not heavily but steadily. The rain settled in, I know, about an hour ago, I guess, and it's just settling in. It's settling in for some rain, as happens sometimes. Not often. I mean, like, you know, we seem to not get any rain in November, yeah, and then suddenly December's like, hey, we're gonna rain lots. We're gonna set some records for rain, like quite a few places in Australia were getting double the annual, sorry, not annual, double the average monthly rainfall for December in 1 hour. And crazy time, that causes flooding. So that caused a lot of flooding in various parts of Australia. No really huge floods that like wiped out whole towns or anything like that, but flooding, definitely. Biora, is the US generally in drought, or are you just thinking specifically of the California wildfires? Because they're right down on Los Angeles. There's some pretty dramatic images coming out of those California wildfires, like people driving down the freeway on their commute to work, and the entire hillside is just flame, and they just drive. Looks like a casual drive through hell. So, Sean, you had a storm in Gladstone. Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty widespread. There's some really full-on storms all over Queensland and New South Wales and Victoria, the whole east coast, and over to South Australia as well. And with their dodgy infrastructure, it knocked out power in South Australia. But yeah, it's I don't know, it's shaping up as a wizard. Because if this is it for rain, like, hey, December or even early December gets a shit ton of rain, and then we get a normal Australian summer with no rain, what happens is that rain spikes vegetation growth. You get a huge amount of bushland growing, grass, shrubbery and whatnot. And then if you get a couple of months of really dry heat, all that stuff that grew dies out, goes brittle, becomes kindling, and then in about February we have huge fuck off bushfires. I'm sure this amount of rain is making people who have to deal with bushfires a bit nervous, because it does really, it's a lot of rain at the start of summer. If you then end up with a dry summer, is a really bad thing. Because exactly as I said, you get a surge in growth, and then dry, hot kills everything that grows, all dries out, and then bushfires just go kabam, and it's really bad. So yeah, I imagine a bunch of people are feeling a bit nervous right now, because this should, this could point to something really quite bad. No, I mean, I hope not. Really hope not. But yeah, the warnings are there. So gotta be a bit careful if you're in a bushfire-prone area, because you never know what's gonna happen. So yeah, I was torn tonight between doing a live stream and doing a pre-recorded video, because I really wanted to strike while the iron's hot, like marriage equality in today, and hashtag eat shit Lyle trending in Australia, which is fucking awesome. That's so Aussie. That just cracked me up so much to see that hashtag trending. Oh, Victoria Murray, it's interesting. Look, and your personal views on marriage are completely legit. But the simple fact is, the institution of marriage has legal meaning. And one of the lies the No campaign said during the campaign was that there's no difference between a de facto couple and a married couple. And that is factually untrue. Married partners have certain rights by default that de facto partners do not. So therefore, anything apart from a hetero marriage, you had all sorts of risk with regards to superannuation, inheritance, tax things, and notably in serious illness or end of life issues, a de facto partner can be usurped as next of kin if the family. So say you have a same-sex partner and you've been together for 30 years. Everyone says you're a married couple, even though up until today the marriage wasn't legal. But everyone said you're a couple. You've been together and you are recognised under law as a de facto couple. But if one of you got seriously ill or injured and was unresponsive in hospital, and you naturally suspect the partner would go in there and go, I'm going to speak for them. We've talked about this. They want me to act as their next of kin, as the executor, as the expresser of their wills. If the unconscious person's family then come in and they don't like the idea of their partner being treated as next of kin, they can challenge it, and under law they can win. So on a purely legal level, there's a very significant meaning to marriage. And up until, you know, the votes happen, so it's definitely happening. It's passed the Senate, it's passed the lower house. It's going to be written into law, and it's absolutely simple. None of the bullshit equivocation got in. It is literally just saying marriage is a legal institution between two people. John Howard changed the wording in the 90s to explicitly say man and woman, and that's just going to be removed. So marriage will just be recognized legally as between two people, two adults. And, you know, done. You know, now we start burning down the churches because that's the next obvious step. You know, okay, I'll let you in on a secret. The No campaign, they were right about everyone. It's going to be illegal to call people mum and dad. We're going to force the kids to do BDSM in schools. It's all true. You can't even do that as satire because there are all these clinically insane people out there who insist that this is a true thing. So if you say it out loud as a joke, they'll lose their fucking minds and say it's real. Sure, when do boys wear dresses? Whenever the hell they want, quite frankly. Gendered clothing is dumb. Yeah, I say that, but I'm not going to wear a dress. So they've got me. The gender roles have got me. I'm not going to. I'd wear a kilt, you know, my Scottish heritage. But yeah. So actually, I think we've had this story before. Aidsy wore a kilt. Like, well, when I say a while, about a year, when he had all his surgeries and stuff, and there's like he had just horrible stuff happening downstairs with infections scraped away on his thighs and his balls being kept inside his thighs and all this stuff. He couldn't wear pants or underpants, any chafing stuff. So he was married to a lady at the time, and she made him a kilt or two. And because stuff had to be non-chafy downstairs. So yeah, it'd be cool. Damage, your son wears a dress. More power to him. I mean, you know, if that's your thing. I think telling someone who wants to wear particular clothing that they can't for gender reasons is stupid. I'm just like freely admitting I'm not racing out to wear a dress. I don't think it fits my shape, shall we say? Yeah, I don't think it quite fits my shape. You know, when you see, it just reminded me, you know, when you see funny old ads. There was one I saw the other day, and it just shows again, we all think gender roles are locked like this, but they change all the time. Like blue is for boy, pink is for girls. I mean, we've got documentary evidence that up until the early 20th century, red and pink were regarded as strong manly colors, and blue, particularly powder blue, was regarded as a very weak, effeminate color. But now what happens? Little girls wear pink, little boys wear powder blue, whereas that would not be a mainstream acceptable prior to the early 20th century. Damage, I reckon that men wearing dresses will move more into the mainstream. I noticed that one of the Paris fashion things, one designer had all this stuff for men either in straight up dresses or in very dress-like outfits. Wow, that really upset the conservatives. But, you know, they're just being a fashion designer. Some of it looked good. I wasn't on board with all of it, just from an aesthetics point of view. Yeah, there was this really. I'll see if I can find. find a link for you. Go men fashion wearing dresses. See if I can find it. Yeah. Okay. I'm looking. There were definitely pictures there. Is this it? Oh, I know this one is looking like Roman things. They're looking like Roman tunics, which is an interesting look. I could just about go for that. The Roman tunic look. Yeah, I could just about go for that. That's got something going for it, quite honestly. But I saw these other ones. They were definitely not that. Let me look at the images and see if I can find the ones that are what I remember. Yeah, it was the other thing. Like, it's hilarious. Male models get treated just as shit as female models. I don't know if you noticed, a lot of male models are super skinny, like unhealthily so, and they've got to have those like jutting cheekbones, and they've got to have that wedge shape, and like there's one area where we have equality. Male models get treated just as badly as female models. Mr. Emery, I should be in a dress in the next. I don't know. You want me to go out and buy one? Okay, Mrs. Angry is not as big as me. Okay, so I'd have to go out and buy a dress, and I don't know that I'm willing to invest that in there. Ooh, Damage Inc. Utility kilts. Liken the sound of that. Utility kilts sound like they've gotten some mileage. Jim, how you going, buddy? Yes, I also am glad bigotry keeps losing. You notice it's not universal. It's progress is not a straight line. It's like, but you know, hope that generally things get better. Oh, Damage. Okay, now you've got me wanting to look that up. See if I can find what utility kilt looks like. Damn. Okay. See, I mean, again, this is the funny thing. Saying like upend gender stereotypes, but man, these utility kilts, they look butch as hell. Like they look really male. they, they don't look feminine at all. The utility kilts are super male. Do yourself a favor, do a Google search on utility kilts. Man, that's dynamo stuff. Mr. MRA, well, you might get lucky. I might wear a utility kilt now because that looked pretty fucking boss as far as I'm concerned. I'd have to wear that. You go the whole way. You know, you get those socks with a spin. That was what I got halfway through telling a story and I got sidetracked. This old ad, suspenders used to be for men's socks to keep your socks really taut and tied up. You had like suspenders on your calves. They're little clips onto your socks to make sure your socks stayed up and didn't slip down. And the illustration for this old ad, which was like, it was saying, be a manly man, you know, wear suspenders so you look more manly. And it's like, wow, okay. Well, times change because there was a drawing on the ad of this extended leg with really defined calf muscles and the sock being pulled up tight by the suspenders, which are around above the calf. And it's like, Yeah, opinions have changed because that image honestly does not look super masculine right now. It's you know, if it's you, you do you. But like, Pat, I don't know what you're asking when you say where YouTube on, please. So you'll have to clarify that a bit for me. I don't know what you actually mean. But yeah, I'm thinking a utility kilt with tartan socks and suspenders, and just stride through Melbourne with that happening. I could do that. I swear, like when I looked at the utility kilt picture, I mean the canvas ones, and they are literally workwear canvas ones with pockets to put tools and shit on. They're okay, but there was a black one. Wow, and that's boss as hell. Reasonably enough, on a website called the Scottish Kilt Shop. I mean, you know, that sounds authentic, and it's labeled the utility kit for decent men. Wow, and it's less than $60. I should get one, shouldn't I? It's less than $60. And you can get black or white or blue or brown or grey or green or khaki or red. But the black one, man. Okay, waist size. Yeah, well, I won't say that out loud. Oh, they seem to have some big waist sizes. Ooh, but it starts, okay. Wow, okay, it's only the small sizes that are there, and then it starts, you're a bit bigger, you're adding $10, and then you're adding 15. And if you're a super big chap, which I'm not quite that big, you're adding $50, so it's doubling the cost. Kilt length. Okay, apparently 24 inches is regular. I'm gonna have to put a ruler from my hips down and see how long 26 inches, like, you know, how much am I gonna, from the picture, that should be to my knees. And I've got short legs. So maybe that'll work in my favor there. Thread color. Ugh. So all these choices to make: the kilt length, hip size, fell measurement. I don't even know what that is. 6 inches is regular. Ooh, buttons and hardware. Antique brass, silver chrome, gold pleated, black matte finish. That costs extra, as does the gold. Swear to God, I'm doing it. I am doing it. Who's with me? I mean, you know, I clearly don't need any encouragement because I've pretty much decided to do it. Oh, damage. Yeah, getting in the mosh pit with a kilt. Now, I know traditionally you're not supposed to wear undies under a kilt. I think I would. That's the old Scottish joke. What's worn under the kilt? Nothing. It's all in perfect working order. Yeah, but Rory, why did we agree on wearing pants? Oh, that is a really good point. Pants are so damn restrictive. We had to come up with sweatpants. Damage, yes. Utility kilt and Doc Martens. That would be the look. I'm getting one. I am getting one. I'll ask Mrs. Angry if I'm allowed to. If I think she'll be seen in public with me because they look pretty good. But you know, there's not much point me getting one if she refuses to be seen in public. She's more open-minded than me. She's not going to be bothered. Yeah, no, but that's what the utility kilt has, pockets, and that will probably make women angry too, Fiori, that I have a skirt but it has pockets. Ah, Hellspawn, what a wuss, telling me to wear underwear. I'm going to wear underwear, okay? I'm definitely going to wear underwear. I swear to God, this might become my thing because I really like the way it looks. The model's hilarious. It's a guy with really muscly arms going like, yeah, I'm wearing a kilt. Yeah. Oh my God. The colors are really tempting. I'd definitely go a black one, but you can go black, white, blue, brown, gray, green, khaki, or red. Red seems really flamboyant. So does the blue for that matter. Or even the green. I'm a bit conservative and go with it. And it's, it's got all these clips and stuff on it. It looks so butch. It's pretty amazing. But yeah, no, I reckon I can do it. They Damage Inc. Oh yes, they have a place for your hammer. No, literally, they have a place for your hammer. There for work. But no, these black ones I'm looking at. Like there's the whole thing. There's the traditional Scottish thing called the sporran, which is like a little purse to hold a few things. But these have a built-in pocket. It looks really good. Oh no, I'm sold. Like I mean, we started with me saying I wouldn't wear a dress, but I would maybe a kilt. But this one looks so good. I'm getting it. Oh, and Mike, I saw you say g'day. There you go. Hey. But yeah, so well, that's a revelation for tonight. I'm going to get a kilt, and yes, I will do a fashion parade and twirl, and you do a Marilyn Monroe. I still remember Sydney's Luna Park. They had this old bit which I don't think is there anymore. It was called Coney Island, named after Coney Island, New York. That had Hall of Mirrors and these big these insane slippery slides. And famously, I remember the ad for it had this bit where you walked through with these narrow rollers that you had to squeeze through, and there was an air vent under it. And for the ad, they had a Marilyn Monroe lookalike going across it and doing the famous hold the skirt down and go, ooh, while it blows up. And then it cuts to a Scottish guy in a kilt coming through, walking through really slowly and really firmly holding the kilt in place as he goes over the air vents. Yes, as you say, Mike, that'll put the wind up, yeah. I feel like that could be a really good experiment. To wear a kilt, I wear a shirt with a pocket. Because one thing I've noticed with the big phones, like I've got an iPhone Plus, and when they sit in a shirt pocket, if you have it with the camera lens up, the camera lens is way clear of the pocket. So I could set to record video and then put that in my pocket, videoing, and just walk down the street and get people's reactions, or maybe get someone to follow me, like, on the other side of the road. Oh, Mike, you're on top of things. I wasn't even looking. No one's hit the like button. Working on a theory that we can fool the YouTube algorithm if enough people hit the like button. We can fool the YouTube algorithm into thinking I'm popular. Now, okay, this one comes from. I'm still looking at utility kilts. Oh dear. Best utility kilts for men. Remember a site called Kilt Online. This seems really repetitive. Oh, okay. You can get them on Amazon, apparently. Okay, they're a bit more expensive. Chocolate brown leather strap. Okay, that's sounding borderline kinky. chocolate brown leather strap utility kilt. Maybe I should just look on the Amazon. Now there's an Amazon in Australia and see what they have on offer. There we go, Amazon Australia. Let's look and say, show me utility kilts, please. Okay, I'm getting some busty women's romance novels there. I had gentleman's kilt. Zero results. Oh my God. Okay, the romance novels that are on there. It's one called Must Love Kilts, a time travel romance, which I assume is a knockoff of what is that TV series called? Outlander or something? Ooh. Then there's one called Kilts and Kisses, and one called Dangerous in a Kilt. Gentleman's Men's Kilt. That's a bit repetitive and redundant. Okay, and then there's a leather gladiator outfit, which is a bit kinky. No, Amazon is actually shit and useless. Good to know. Amazon Australia is shit and useless. We learned something. Damage, that's an interesting way to really get on to people. Need to go with it with t-shirts that says "fuck you, I wear a kilt." Hellspawn, look, you raise a valid point about the workplace and what the boss would think, but I don't know. The place where I was working, because I'm not working at the moment. I'm going to start a new job. I wouldn't show up to a job interview in a kilt. Oh, maybe I would, you know, who knows? Because I swear to God, if I get into this, okay, Pat, I'll look at my Facebook. What did you say? Okay, Pat, you're saying the same thing. Are you asking me when we are next having a YouTube meetup? Hey, Celtic King, how's it going? Hey, Celtic King, you'll like this discussion. We're talking about kilts and the fact I'm getting one. I'm getting a utility kilt. I really like the way they look. So yeah. You see, musical aviator, if I was going for a job interview to be the director of a pipe and drums band, absolutely in a kilt. I mean, I often dye my hair purple. I mean, it still is, it's faded now due to recolor it. Maybe I should dye my hair tartan, you know, the red with some stripes in it. You do it. I could do it. Oh, Hellspawn. Check with the wife. Well, I did actually say just prior to buying a utility kilt, I probably would talk to Mrs. Angry and go, "You're on board with this, yeah?" But she would be. She's cool. She's more open-minded than me, and she's supportive in everything I do. I'm sure she'd support me wearing a kilt. She better, because I'm going to. Hellspawn, I get what you're saying there. Purchase discussions should be had. You know, this one not from a cost perspective, because literally the one I found that I want is like only $50, well, $60. I have to measure my weight because I have lost some weight, and so I have to measure my waist measurement and see if I come in under, ooh, galleries on the kilt site. Let me check that out. videos, photos. No, I only want photos on the kilt shop, which is apparently popular. They've marked on the thing that their gallery is hot, as they say. Oh yeah, they've got all these really muscled guys wearing the kilts. Ah, the traditional shoes that go with them, that lace up your calves. That's very interesting. Oh, and silly hats, tam o' shanters. Well, I tell you what, some of the ladies wearing kilt-inspired skirts look pretty saucy. I still love that they call the utility kilt, it's for stylish men. Ooh, there's a great kilt for stylish men, but there's a sexy kilt for hot men. I mean, come on now. Not sure what the difference in the cut is. Oh, it's a bit simpler. The quote unquote sexy kilt is a bit simpler than the utility kilt. I don't know. I really like the utility kilt. I think it's got quite a look about it. Oh, they got pictures. Oh wow, wow! The blue one's really intense. Well, I'd have to work my way up to a blue one, I think. The khaki one really looks like a work. I was going to say work skirt. It is a skirt. It's a work skirt, a work kilt. The green one's a sort of subdued green. Yeah, and there's the khaki one with all its pleats. Yeah, showing you how it undoes. Yes, I was hoping to see the red one, how out there the red one was. I don't have a picture of the red one because I feel like red would be kind of out there, actually. Pretty wild stuff. Yes, Toby, you know what we're talking about. We're talking about kilts. Okay, Pat, you are asking me about a YouTube meetup. Okay, cool. Well, not before Christmas. It's too close to Christmas now. I bet I could have organised one for December, I guess, but I was too slack. So sometime in January, we'll do a meetup when everyone's recovered from Christmas and New Year's, and we'll take it from there. Oh, Toby, you'll see me in a kilt. I get a kilt. I'll be doing a fashion parade with it. Okay, I will be showing off the kilt. No two ways about it. This is not a thing that you don't show people. You don't go, I'm going to get a kilt, but I don't think I'll let anyone know I'm wearing a kilt, because I will super be wearing a kilt. Utility kilts. So the utility kilt for decent men, I just love the saying. So I'm going to share it on Facebook, I think. Tell people we're talking about utility kilts on the live stream. I reckon I'll get one of these. Oh damn, my finger slipped. It's funny, I'm a two-finger typer, and I was looking, but I can tell just by feel when I've hit the wrong key. It just feels wrong. It's very weird, but oops. Take that away. So I'll put that on the Facebook. I'm gonna see what people think. I might put it on Twitter as well, for that matter. It's kind of funny. I opened Twitter there's a tweet from one of my male friends that he opens with, "What's your cute little self up to right now?" And that felt like it was for me. That felt like it was personally for me. So that's nice. Yeah, that's all good. So yeah, I'm basically telling the world that I'm going to wear a kilt. So yes, we're making it a thing, people. That's what we like about the live streams. We never know where they're going to go. But yes, I will do a review of the kilt and how comfortable it is and how it feels. And I will sachet. For you, Damaging, I will sachet. It would probably be funny is like you don't really want to do the man spreading on public transport if you're wearing a kilt that only goes to your knees, quite honestly. You got to be a bit prim and proper and keep your knees together if you're going to. See, Kilter King, I think the thing is, kilts have never been completely out of fashion. This all started with the discussion about gentrification of clothes and men wearing dresses, and I said I don't really see myself wearing a dress, and there was some fashion week stuff that had dresses and very dress-like stuff for men and stuff, and some of it looked better than others, but they've got on kilts. And then someone mentioned kilts, utility kilts, and I looked them up, and they look fucking great. Now I'm on Donny Ditto. Kilts are sexy because of the suggestion of easy access. I know. I'm clutching pearls. I'm clutching my pearls right now. Dotty Ditto. Oh, my delicate sensibilities. My delicate sensibilities at the thought of Mrs. Angry running her leg up my skirt. I know. Oh, fan myself. Fan myself. Oh my God. Oh no, that's terrible. And my drink's empty. No. I suppose I should get another one. Just got to decide what I'm going to drink. I have my fiery cinnamon beverage. I've got like fiery cinnamon tequila, fiery cinnamon white rum, so it's now red rum, and fiery cinnamon bourbon, so it's like Fireball, all homemade. And I like with the rum particularly. I mix it with some lemonade and sort of tropical fruit juice, a coconut, pineapple fruit drink from the supermarket, and I think that makes it very piratical. But the base drink is really red, but when I mix it with this other stuff, like big glass, it loses its color and goes quite pink. And I like to come up with names for drinks when I mix them up. So like the bourbon one, I just call because I'd Maker's Mark, which is from Kentucky. I just called that a fiery Kentucky lemonade because I had like the Solo Extreme Lemon drink with the bourbon, which is flavored with cinnamon rock candy. So therefore, fiery Kentucky lemonade. That's a little clunky. Might be able to come up with something better. But what I like with the rum, because rum's a pirate drink, and also had like some tropical juice in it, which still has that whole pirate Caribbean theme going on, and but it went pink. Wasn't really red anymore because like when red rum, I do it's the shining drink, red rum. But this is pink like a blush, so I call that one a blushing pirate. Maybe a pirate's blush. What sounds better? Help me out here, peeps. What sounds better for a rum drink that's got a bit of a pink tinge to it? A blushing pirate or a pirate's blush? Yeah, it could be either. And so then there's also the question of the tequila one. What would we call I haven't come up with a name for the tequila one. So if anyone's feeling creative for cinnamon hot tequila, hit me up. Screever, how you doing? Thank you for joining in. Pirate's Blush, you like Pirate's Blush? Bureau's first in with Pirate's Blush. Damage, no, it is not legal to make moonshine. You do have to have a license to make spirits. Mind you, there are some locally made white spirits that go under the name moonshine. They call it moonshine. It's probably, yeah, it's not strictly speaking moonshine, but there are a lot of boutique drinks being made in Australia generally, Melbourne specifically, a lot of boutique gins, even vodkas and whiskies. And I noticed some marketed under the name moonshine. Blushing Mexican for the I like that image. I try I'm getting repetitive. You know, I call one's a blushing pirate or a pirate's blush. But maybe not. Julian equals down the road. Not completely sure what you mean there. Admittedly, I'm fairly easy to confuse. So let's see. Okay, yeah, no, I'm going to make a drink. So there's I'll add that another drink. Okay, it's nice. It's nice. Come here. It's nice. So I'm going to decide what it will be. Up there, I have a whole bunch of my infusions. Oh, Debbie, you're saying you're a blushing Mexican. Up there, I've got there's a herbed bourbon, which I call Herbin. There's a blueberry vodka. There's a herb vodka. Actually, I think that's half spiritus and half vodka. That's got a really sharp taste to it. There's the fiery cinnamon bourbon. There's a fiery cinnamon tequila. And there's a fiery cinnamon rum. And my absinthe, and other stuff that's not flavored with my absinthe and whatnot. So, oh, Celtic King, you know, there's a lot of man here to go into a kilt, and you're almost definitely going to see it. Because if I get a kilt, I am not going to be shy about it. I'll have to start making drinks out of scotch then and come up. That would be my excuse for wearing a kilt. Right, so what am I going to have to drink? I had a bourbon, I had a rum, I might have a tequila. Oh, I think I still have some maple bacon. I'm not 100% sure. No. I still have some of the maple bacon candy. So if I get some more bourbon, I can make some more maple bacon bourbon. But I don't have any made up. But I do still have some of the maple bacon rock candy that I use to make it that. So yeah, I don't actually have any maple bacon bourbon on hand. We say that as if I deliberately said that one day, but no, no. I was actually drinking one night, and I tried to say maple bacon, and it came out Baple Bacon, and so we just ended up with Baple Bacon Flurban. Oh yeah, Yori, have you not ever heard me say this stuff? There's a place not that far from where I live, on Chapel Street in Pran. Oh, it's just off Chapel Street, called Red Balloon. They call themselves the Candy Artisan, and they make really boutique rock candies, and they're fucking awesome. And they do special flavors, but they made a maple bacon flavored rock candy, and it's super surreal because it's a little bit of rock candy and it's got like pink and white stripes on it, and you put it in your mouth and it tastes like bacon. It's really weird. Oh, Screever, you actually just remind me, I also have some salted caramel vodka because I got salted caramel rock candy. So Julian, is it okay to drink in parks and green spaces? I think that varies. Some parks will have signs saying you're not allowed to drink alcohol publicly here. And that's not just in parks and green space. Some streets will say there'll be signs saying you're not allowed to drink alcohol on the street here. This is usually streets that have had rowdy issues. So I think, not 100% sure, but I think if a park doesn't have a sign specifically telling you you can't drink alcohol there, then you can drink alcohol there. I think. I'm not an expert. I'm not a legal expert. So I still haven't decided. Am I going to have salted caramel vodka or hot cinnamon tequila or hot cinnamon rum or hot cinnamon bourbon or herb bourbon or herb vodka? These are all the choices I have. Or, just my absinthe. I have so many choices. I just went, it's only ice. I haven't made a decision. Ugh, so easily confused. Okay, I'm going to see if I got votes on. No, I don't think I have any votes yet on whether or not I should get a kilt. But we must see. Yeah, I'm just going to do it. I mean, I just put out the vote, asking people's opinions. Just there's something to do. Because I'm just going to do it, basically. Oh, right. What's on Twitter? Because I did post it on Twitter as well. Be interesting to see if anyone's said anything there. What's in my notifications? Who's been atting me? God, still my gay tourists tweet. If in case you missed it, I went Twitter viral a couple of weeks ago because there was this story with I don't know, some official in Kenya, because a lot of people saw two lions, male lions, engaging in sexual activity, and the government officials there are notoriously homophobic, make homosexuality legal, persecute gays, said that no, it's not natural. It's not a natural occurrence. And this guy literally said the lions must have learned it from gay tourists. And so I had a screenshot from a news story of the Kenyan official saying what does he literally say? I'll look at the actual tweet. The image is Kenyan official says homosexual lions learned it from copying gay tourists. So along with that screenshot, I just tweeted, well, personally, I say hats off to the gay couples willing to fuck in front of lions, because as if, right? And somehow they got picked up and went viral. Someone, it must have got in front of someone famous, then tweeted it to their files, and then it went mental. So after a couple of weeks, according to Twitter stats, that had been viewed by over 10 million, 11 million people, and directly interacted with by over 2 million people. Like people had actually clicked on it and done something. So that was amazing but meaningless. Celtic King, a line of angry kilts is a good idea. And ADSY's doing okay. As I mentioned on Tuesday's live stream, he's a bit down because his granddad died, and he was close to his granddad, and so he wasn't feeling great. But broad picture wise, ADSY's doing fairly well. But yeah, on that one specific, he was not very happy. You know what? You've just made me want to check the site Print All Over Me. There we go, Print All Over Me. I don't know if anyone saw the pictures I posted VidCon where I was wearing a jumpsuit with one of my angry images printed on it. So like a huge thing of my face. My whole body was like a cartoon version of my face. And just looking to see if this site does kilts, and they don't seem to, which is a little bit sad. Explore, I don't know. Do you do kilts? Let me see. Kilt. No. Latest kilt designs? No. I don't think so. Don't think they do kilts. They still do jumpsuits, which is pretty good. Yeah, you gotta love jumpsuits. Adult bloomers. Man, that sounds interesting. Okay. Skirts. Skirts, but not kilts. Lady skirts. I'm gonna say I couldn't wear a lady skirt. Men's button-down shirts. Wow, button-down shirt with the angry face on it. A silk shirt dress. They look like nighties. Man, I could go one of them. Unitard. Unitard is just such a bad word. Unitard is not a politically correct form of clothing. I said it. There you go. I'm taking a stand. Unitard is not a particularly politically correct form of clothing. Another dress. What's that? Oh yeah, that's just a dress. It's okay. But you know what? They make suits. I was tempted to get an angry suit. They're a little bit expensive. The suits are a little bit expensive. $380 for a suit jacket. And where's the suit pants? Suit pants, $280 suit pants. So that's like over $600. That's probably American dollars. So it's like $1,000 for a novelty suit. So I don't think I really want to do that. Bike shorts though, lycra bike shorts with an angry face on them. That would be pretty good. You know, that has a lot going for it. Thank you, Joe, for hitting the like button. We like that. Yes, Celtic King, I will pass on condolences to AZ. He does appreciate the support everyone gives. And I agree with you. Every man needs a kilt. I'm going to get one. I am getting one. That's the thing I didn't think was going to happen tonight. I didn't know that we were going to talk about clothing and gender roles and gendered clothing. I did not know I would get a decision in my head to make to buy a kilt. But, you know, that's the thing that's going to happen. It is absolutely going to happen. So, you know, right, dry argument, as they say. I've got that, I've got that. Yep, you know what I think I'm just going to do? I'll grab the tequila, one of my many skull decanters. Got a bit of a thing for skull decanters. A little bit of sediment from the rock candy settling. I think, Screever, on really hot days, a kilt would be really good. Damage, you know a guy who knows a guy who can get you utility kilt. Well, they seem to be pretty easy to get online. So, I'm just going to mix a drink, because that's the thing I do. Tequila. Okay, let's do that. Make it a double. Why not? Subject of Genji, learned a lot from transgender friend. Yeah, it is interesting, Joe. I'm kind of surprised with how many transgender friends I have on Facebook. Only surprised because it's not something I specifically set out to do. Not like a bad surprise, but I suddenly realized there's more than one or two of my Facebook friends, and this is people I actually interact with, who are transgender. It's like, oh, transgender or non-binary, in fact. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I guess I must not be an arsehole to transgender people because they're friendly to. And it's an interesting mix of people, people who came out as trans before I met them or interacted with them, and at least one person who was male when I met and is now trans female. And you know, it's interesting that you, for me, I like to interact with people who have different life experiences to me because I feel like I learned something. For instance, on Twitter, I deliberately followed international people and non-white people, you know, to get different views, to get different lived experiences, because I can't possibly know what life's like for a black person in America, or for a Muslim, whether in Australia, Asia, America, or anywhere else. So I, you know, try to listen to other voices. Doesn't mean I agree with other voices, but I try to at least listen. Julian, Al Jazeera had 4 women on Skype discussing women's rights. You think it was BS? Is that because Al Jazeera is from Qatar, which is not exactly groundbreaking in women's rights? Hellspawn, what do I think of transgender name? This is not something I've heard because it's been thrown around by people I don't. You will actually have to explain that to me a little because that is not a term I've seen before. So yeah. Yes, Toby, kilts should be fashionable in Nowra, quite frankly. We've got to step up the kilt game, I think. But yeah, you know, I mean, it's funny. I having seen these utility kilts, I just really uh, like it in and of itself. But also, I kind of like the idea of getting up in people's faces. Okay, I'm just for a point of conversation. No, I was checking. Julian, Al Jazeera is from Qatar. And yes, broadly, I would agree they do stick up for Palestinians. And they might have reporters in Egypt. They have reporters in and they have bases in lots of countries around the world. But the Al Jazeera Media Corporation is from Qatar, which is an Arabic state, it's a Muslim state. So yes, if what you were saying before is you think it's kind of bullshit, them trying to appear hip by having a conversation on women's rights when they're based in a country that does shitty things in the women's rights. Yeah, that is a valid point. It's like, I don't think we should be as friendly with Saudi Arabia as we are, because they're a bunch of cunts, quite honestly. I mean, you know, why do we suck up to these countries? Oil. But yeah, Saudi Arabia in particular, fuck those guys. Okay, Hellspawn. Okay, I'm trying to guess from what you're telling me about right-wingers and transgender. They're suggesting that people are only identifying as transgender because it's trendy. Yeah, okay, Joe, thank you. You actually looked it up and put it, that's what it is. Okay, so this is where I think the slight flaw in that argument would be, namely, there aren't really many people as vilified as transgender. Like, it is literally a threat to your life in almost every country in the world. So saying that you're doing it to be trendy when it is a threat to your life doesn't really hold up very much. So, Hellspawn, you tried to watch Milo to understand his point of view. I see. Okay, the whole thing with Milo Yiannopoulos, I don't get very worked up about him because he's full of shit. He doesn't stand for anything. He's just a huckster. He's a con man. He is just out to make a lot of money. And yeah, I agree with you, Hellspawn. Do your very best to be informed about both sides of the argument. And I have read stuff by Milo Yiannopoulos and listened to him and whatnot. And he's just a con man. It's not so much a, oh, I'm so angry at him. I don't want to get worked up about him because he's just a con man. He does this obnoxious stuff because he's obsessed about attention. He doesn't stand for anything. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, Scriver, yes. The term hermaphrodite is not regarded as very friendly. But, and this is, I'd have to read up on this to be sure. I think in what was traditionally called hermaphrodite is someone who has both male and female external genitals, or internal genitals as well for that matter. But intersex is a broader term because there is actually a spectrum of being intersex, of having partial shared reproductive organs, also just about chromosomes. Like, it's not all XX, XY, whatever. There are some intersex people have different chromosomal makeup. So there is actually a spectrum of things that are referred to as intersex. And that means just not fitting into a neat binary male or female. And that's in physical terms. In physical terms, intersex people are supposed to be about as common as redheads. So that is an interesting thing to know. Yeah, Biori, that's one example. You see, someone, he has male genitalia, but lactates. I made a friend through YouTube, and I've told her story before. She was born with both male and female genitalia, and the doctor recommended sewing her vagina up because that was the easiest surgical procedure to do. And they were in a really conservative part of America, so the parents went along with it and never told her. And so grew up thinking she was a boy, she had a dick. But then puberty came along and she didn't have testes. She had ovaries, so she didn't produce testosterone. She produced estrogen and grew boobs. And also, how girls often get tall faster than boys? Like, they hit puberty before boys and they grow before. So she was really popular, like, on the football team because it was bigger than other boys. But then puberty really hit, started growing boobs. And when it became obvious what was happening, the family came and doctor came clean and said, oh, well, when you were born, and then they did a bunch of tests and goes, oh, you don't have testes, you have ovaries, and this is happening because you're producing estrogen and no testosterone. And yeah, so that was in a really conservative part of the US, in the Appalachians. It was like, wow, that's like that again. That's like life threatening. If people think you're so weird queer, you can get killed easily. Oh yeah, James, I say that sometimes talk about the alphabet community because it's hard to not be exclusionary of people. But yes. Toby, the interesting thing about that people who have uh, both male and female reproductive organs, I don't know if there are any cases where they could produce. That'd be some weird area of medicine that's been researched, I guess. I'm sure you don't have a lot of body hair on your torso. Neither do I. You have a little tufted hair. I'm not very. I get a little bit of hair. Sexy. Oh no, we're going to get kicked off YouTube for being too sexy. Here you go. Joe, Rainbow People is a good one, actually. That is good. Yeah, I have also said alphabet, and add that, but rainbow is a good inclusive term as well. Mind you, because I have a lot of bi friends who get ostracized by gay people if they go with an opposite gender lover. Because so you're not queer anymore, you're just being hetero. And it's just like, yeah, do you not get what bisexual is? So, yes, Mike, this is normally on my RedTube channel, but tonight only, super sexy times on YouTube. Yes, damn it, I'm too sexy for my hair. I don't have that much hair. I think Mrs. Angry likes that. I hope I showed off my t-shirt, by the way. This is another T Fury t-shirt. This is one inspired by Neil Gaiman's Sandman. This is Death, Dream's sister. Sandman's sister is Death. I really like this shirt. Just thought I'd show it off for no particular reason. Well, see, Hellspawn, you've hit on something there. There is a very big difference between external genitals, internal reproductive organs, and where the urethra connects as well. Burius, Dream's family in English all starts with D. The eldest is Destiny, and then Death, Dream, Destruction, Desire, Despair, and Delirium. But that's only the names. Only in English is the names all start with D. Because in one of the stories, Dream's son is Orpheus. He's also Dream has lots of names. Morpheus is one of them, and his son is Orpheus from Greek legend. So when Orpheus is introducing his family, his dad's family, he gives them Greek names, and they don't all start with the same letter. Yeah, Joe, the world is complicated. As you say, if someone who already has kids transitions and the kids grew up calling them mum or dad, the kids might stay with that. And the parent may well be okay with that. Yeah. Mike saying is Orpheus's son just fierce. Orpheus never got to have sons because Orpheus's wife died on their wedding day, and then Orpheus went to the underworld to try and bring her back, and that ended badly. So Orpheus never had children. But you raise a good point that if you go from Morpheus to Orpheus, you're cutting it down to Orpheus. Yeah, Joe, it's interesting. Often people who have very rough lives are very nice, gentle people. Also, sometimes people who have rough lives become very rough people. They become really hardened by their experience. But yeah, it is nice when someone who has a very rough life is still a nice people. Oh gosh. Yeah, see, the thing is, Mike, you started saying stuff about, without you realizing you're saying stuff about Sandman comics, which I'm a bit of a nerd about. So I, I like Neil Gaiman stuff generally, but Sandman is how I got into Neil Gaiman back in the 90s. I read 2000 AD comics, the comics that have Judge Dredd in them, and a friend of mine kept saying, "Oh, you should try. You like comics? You should read The Sandman. It's like the best comic." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And I never got around to it. And then one time, I was just in a sale bin in a not a record shop, a bookshop. They had graphic novels, and because I'd read that Sandman was great and Neil Gaiman was the greatest comic writer, and this was another comic Neil Gaiman had written a series of called Miracle Man. And there's a trade paperback, and it's really cheap. It's Miracle Man by Neil Gaiman. So, oh, I've been told Neil Gaiman's really good. I'll read this, and it was fucking great. It was such good writing. It was incredible. And I was like, wow, okay, I'm definitely getting into Sandman. And Sandman hadn't finished its run at this point. So I played catch up. I started getting the trade paperbacks, and I went through them. And then I got up to, it was still publishing monthly, and I was up to where it was publishing monthly. And this was right near the end of the run of the comic. And there was a storyline called The Kindly Ones. And I swear to God, the end of every month's issue in that was like a punch to the gut, like a really full-on endings. It's like, oh, here's a warning about what's going to happen next. Holy, because this was the end of Sandman. This is going to end badly. And there's just all these dark hints that, yeah, this is going to end badly. Oh, Screever, you're saying there was a Judge Dredd comic with a crossover with ABC Warriors? I have not heard of that one. I really liked some of the ABC Warriors comics as well. The ones where they cross over with Nemesis, the Warlock, that's when it gets really dark. When the ABC Warriors are working with Nemesis, the Warlock, the storylines get really dark, and I quite like them. Hellspawn. No, I've not watched the Red Pill movie, and Cassie J is not a feminist. Cassie J identified as a feminist for a while, but outright rejects feminism now. I've seen bits of it, and look, to me, Red Pill is lazy. It isn't a documentary. It's a political work of polemic. It uncritically pushes a line of thinking that would fall apart the second you applied any critical thought to it. The bits I've seen of it, it's just a circle jerk. And my life is too valuable to waste 90 minutes of it on drivel like that. More power to you. You sat through it. I've got no problem with someone who wants to sit through it. I've seen enough of it, and I know enough of the line that's being pushed in it to be really confident it is of no value. And Hellspawn, feminists say men have lots of problems. Feminists recognize that a patriarchal structure is really hurtful to men. Yes, you do get some feminists who are very dismissive of men, which is probably because of generations of bad treatment of women. But if you look at decent feminists who care about and respect men and see the damage that patriarchal structures cause men as well, you can get the arguments about and I personally agree, there are some stuff that men have to deal with that women just don't understand. That sometimes you actually have to talk to other men because there is stuff that women don't understand because they don't live it. Same way, this is why I listen to a lot of feminists, because I can't understand what women go through because it's not my lived experience. Why I listen to people from other cultures and races as well, because I can't live their experience. It's just, to me, the whole MRA thing is lazy, it's cowardly, it's weak, and they're guilty of everything they say feminists do. They play the victim. They're just pathetic. It's as simple as that. That the whole MRA thing is fucking worthless. Absolutely worthless. Worthless to men. Okay, as a man, the whole MRA thing is of no value to me. It's absolutely worthless and, in fact, destructive. And I have no interest in indulging that bullshit. So, yeah, I mean, basically, their entire position is lies. It's lies and doublespeak, and it's just pathetic. And to me, the MRAs have just always come across as weak and scared and pathetic, and they're so easily threatened. Oh, Hellspawn, fuck yeah, man. I'm 100% with you. If a man is targeted by a woman for domestic abuse, and that's also not necessarily just physical, but if it's emotional and mental abuse as well, that's bullshit. Zero tolerance for it. If that happens, that is some fucked up shit, and you get the hell out. And good on you for not letting yourself be subjected to that. I'm 100% behind you on that. MRA is men's rights activist. Hello, Miss Foxification. Oh God, see, Miss Foxification, look after yourself. I worry because so many of the loud voices on the MRA spectrum, they're so anti-women, they're so homophobic, and they're so insecure in their own masculinity or sexuality. They're so easily threatened. I mean, saying about look after yourself, we talked about this in a different stream. I found these articles where someone found these threads on Reddit on guys who won't wipe their own ass because that's gay. Could you imagine that? Like women talking about, I had sex and I was on top and he was lying down. When we got off, he left a skid mark on the sheets. It's like, what the fuck? Can you imagine someone being that uptight and that fucked up that they won't wipe their own ass because that's gay? What in the actual fuck is going on there? Hellspawn, I'm with you. Look, she's physically violent to you. You didn't want to hit back. You got out. You did the right thing. You are in the right. Her using physical violence on you, 100% wrong. No mitigation for it. No, she's only a girl. No, fuck her. She's completely wrong. You are completely right. You absolutely did the right thing. No fucking equivocation whatsoever on that front. Oh, Mike, dude, bidets would be gay as fuck. I mean, the idea of squirting water up in your butt, no. This is the thing, these guys wouldn't even wash their ass in the shower. They think just letting water run down is enough. They won't actually wash between their arse cheeks. I cannot get my head around someone being so insecure they won't do basic hygiene because it's gay. Whoa, what the fuck? Oh, Elliot, hey, I saw your question. Sorry, I will get to it. You've been watching? Where do I sit socialism marks? I've never been a socialist, never will be. I'm definitely, look, by anyone's definition, I'm on the extreme left. I used to hang around with anarchists. I'm definitely like way left. You know, I think a democratic system is the right way to go, even with all its failings. But yeah, way to the left. I'm like, I can tax the rich, eat the rich, as far as I'm concerned. Uh, and no, you know, seize the means of control. So I say a lot of stuff that sounds socialist, communist, but I would never join a socialist party or a communist party or a socialist activist group or a communist activist group, because they always do stupid shit that I don't agree with, and I refuse to be part of a group where I have to subsume my personal feelings because it doesn't go along with the group think in the party. So there's no way I'd join a socialist group or a communist group. But a lot of stuff I say sounds really socialist or communist. I'm loony left, definitely. I'm definitely loony left. But yes, it's all pretty crazy. Elliot, Jeremy Corbyn's okay. Yeah, I would be, if I was English, if I was in the UK, I reckon I would probably be 100% behind Jeremy Corbyn. The way he pisses people off, I'd be there for it. Julian, do I think word indigism is still quality? I don't know what that sentence means, Julian. I'm sorry. Dottie, see, you're going to tell me this. I'm one of those guys. No, I was going to make silly jokes about girls don't fart, girls don't poo. Of course, I've been around too long to maintain that illusion. So, yeah, but guys are way worse. I know there are definitely women who are bad at hygiene, but guys are way worse, so much worse. Even just at work, I was like, I'm stretching like this because there were guys I'd see in the morning. I don't know, they're not wearing antiperspirant because in a meeting first thing in the morning when they stretch, there'd be wet sweat stains under their arm, and I'd be like, the fuck is going on there, dude? That looks gross. Do you not use an antiperspirant? That's like a basic fucking civilized human thing. What the fuck's going on here? Mike, I don't have a website. I do, but I own the domain AngryAussie.com, and I've never done anything with it. And I really should. I really should. And the whole website hosting thing is something I've never gotten around. Christian, you were there for the historic vote, teary-eyed. What did they sing? They sang I Am Australia, didn't they? That Seeker song, I am, you are, we are Australian. I don't know, wham rap. Ooh, Mike, a WordPress. I do have a WordPress blog that's actually on WordPress. And if I had that on, oh, dude, okay, email me. It's, I'm just gonna put this here. It's angryAussie@gmail.com. I have to put that there. That's my email address. Because when I tell people my email address is it's angryAussie@gmail.com, they think I'm saying it's Angry Aussie. So they just go Angry Aussie. No, I had some weird, I do actually own, because I own the Angry Aussie YouTube channel. The AngryAussie.gmail is me, but I lost the login at some point. I created another one just with all the fuck ups they did with Google Plus, and so I don't know how to log into AngryAussie@gmail.com, but I do go into itsAngryAussie@gmail.com. Ridiculous. Hellspawn, absolutely. Communism has its own problems, and capitalism has. All systems have their own problems, which is why I won't join a party, because I'm not going to get tied into an orthodoxy that you get ostracized if you go outside it. Oh, okay, Dottie. You got to disagree. As you have an artificial fragrance intolerance, you'd be all over the guys who don't wear deodorant. But you can get unscented deodorants. I don't know. See, and that's you, Dottie. You do you, as far as I'm concerned. But for me, damage. I'd make you a drink if you were here. Christian, what am I drinking? This is tequila infused with hot cinnamon rock candy with lemonade, and so it's gone pink. This is in my skull decanter. This is my cinnamon tequila. It's redder in real life. It's a bit orange on the screen there. I don't think the colors are completely true here. So yeah, it is. No, Christian, it's really good. Joe, you're going to come around for drinks too? Mr. T has a VB. You do you, buddy. I'm not a beer drinker. I really don't like beer at all. I drink cider. I like, well, I don't like all ciders because there's a whole spectrum of tastes in ciders. I don't drink it that often. There's too much sugar in it. Mind you, because this was rock can, even though I've used like no sugar lemonade in it, the rock candy's got a lot of sugar in it. Yeah, Dottie, I used the mineral salt stick for a while, and I used it on my feet. I was worried about having sweaty feet, and I used it on my feet for a while. I don't know if it ever did anything, but I've found a deodorant that I use that Mrs. Angry likes. I'm like, well, I'm done. That's it. I don't wear any fragrance. I used to. There was a few I liked. The old classic Eau Sauvage. I liked Eau Sauvage. And there's been a few others over the years that I've liked. But yeah, I just wear spray deodorant now. That's it. Elliot, Recorder League's cordial. Recorder League is cordial with a bit of alcohol in it. Like it's fine. It's just too sweet. They did a winter cordial. It's a cordial. I'm calling it cordial now. They did a winter cider. It was an apple cinnamon thing, and it was designed to be heated up. It was, you could have it cold or hot. That was nice. The Recorder League winter cider was good. Oh God, damaging fruit. No, that's like wearing fucking. Oh no. I actually, in the fridge, I have my favourite cider. I'll show it to you. It's an Australian one. Okay. This is made in New South Wales. I'll see if I can get the. There we go. This is made in New South Wales, Small Acres cider with a Y, from Orange, which is west of Sydney, over the mountains. It's always been an apple growing area. Now they do ciders. They make a bunch of different ciders, but they do a non-sparkling cider, a still cider, and it's great. I really like it. The sparkling one's okay too. In terms of sparkling ciders, my favourite is probably a Victorian one. It's made out past Geelong on the Bellarine Peninsula. It's called Flying Brick, and their logo is a black cockatoo. Flying Brick cider is really nice. Christian, I'm from Dubbo, so yeah, okay, we're country New South Wales folk, yeah. Don't you talking about anaphylaxis? Yeah, no, that's weird. No, okay, if your reaction to artificial fragrances is that strong that you actually need your EpiPen, I agree, understand completely. Sorry, I just had a laugh. Dead Viney Dufter said, "Are you mad you weren't included in this year's YouTube Rewind?" Yes, I'm that important. I mean, we were having this conversation the other day about how someone on YouTube can have literally millions of subscribers and I've never heard of them. And it's just like, and I'm someone who thinks they're into YouTube, but someone can have millions of subscribers. And it's not that I haven't watched their channel, I've literally never heard of them. So, yeah, no, I'm not that upset I wasn't in YouTube Rewind. Hellspawn Dickens cider. I don't know that one. Where is that made? I like to try different ciders occasionally when I see them. But yeah. Yeah, no, okay, Joe, I think maybe if I watched Rewind, I wouldn't know anyone on it either. And thank you, Dottie. I like that you'd like it if I was on it. Ellie, you think you're addicted to Coke. I'm a Pepsi Max guy myself. I drink absolutely stupid amounts of Pepsi Max. What I particularly like is fresh lemon juice in Pepsi Max. Oh my God, that tastes so good. Music way better. Remember when ad revenue was a thing? Dude, I remember when having an ad on your YouTube video was heresy. Like, I think Smosh were the first big channel to put ads on their videos, and people went fucking ballistic, like at how horrible this was. And now everyone gets upset at not having ads. It's really weird. It is very weird. Oh dear. Oh, you like vanilla Coke, Mike? Again, I like vanilla Pepsi Max. There's a vanilla Pepsi Max. And in fact, years ago, they brought out a lime Pepsi Max, which I thought was going to be terrible. It was actually quite good. And that's what got me into putting fresh juice into Pepsi Max. Oh gosh, Grasshopper, I don't know how to tell you. And only just have you just joining us. I'll probably be gone in 10 minutes. Ugh. But yes. Oh, Dottie, well, my spray deodorant on me, Mrs. Angry likes it. But if there's clouds of it in the bathroom, because I've gone, she can't go in there. I have to put the extractor fan on and close the door to suck all the vapor out because it like chokes her. Yeah, Christian, I'm with you. Don't like Dr. Pepper. Never got into Dr. Pepper. I can't deal with Dr. Pepper at all. No, tell me, Grasshopper, you were listening to Andrew Bolt on the radio on the way home. What was he talking about? Was he upset? Was he upset about something? I hope he was upset. I like it when he's upset. As I was saying on Twitter the other day, look, occasionally I don't rule people out completely. I can agree with people occasionally. Like Andrew Bolt said, Clooney has gone to shit and just isn't funny and what the fuck's going on? I agree. I used to be a big Loonig fan, but he's gone to shit and he's just not funny. And it's like, what the fuck is going on? Oh God, Grasshopper, him and Steve Price. There are a lot of angry people on radio, aren't there? Damage. By extractor fan, do I mean feet fan? No, fart fan. The thing that gets all the steam from your bathroom, from your shower. A fucking extractor fan in the ceilings. Is that a difficult term? Does everyone not call it that? The fan in the bathroom that sucks all the steam. Also sucks out those clouds of thing. But yes, do tell. Yeah, no, Dr. Pepper. I don't like root beer either. What flavour is Dr. Pepper meant to actually be? I don't know. I don't like Dr. Pepper. I don't like root beer. Uh, okay, so Grasshopper, you're telling me Andrew Bolt's doing his level best to say they were sitting in Parliament talking about same-sex marriage, passing the marriage bill. Oh, when there were far more important things. Oh, fuck that guy. Why can these people not fucking just, you know, it's just a thing. Yeah, I also agree they shouldn't have been talking about it. It shouldn't have been a debate. It shouldn't have been a public vote. It should have just been parliamentarians doing their job and saying, hey, let's change the Marriage Act to just make it between two adults, not with this ridiculous line about it being, and it should have just been a vote. They should have had a vote and it should have been over. I will agree with him on that, but he's being a fucking cockhead trying to undermine the fact that it finally got passed into law today. Ugh. Okay, so on the lighter side, we're still talking about Dr. Pepper tasting like licorice. Okay, the aniseed flavour. Oh, that's it. Okay, Screamer, sarsaparilla. I don't like sarsaparilla either. Hellspawn, I do not like cherry cola. I've tried cherry Coke and cherry Pepsi. I do not like cherry cola. I think it's gross. It tastes like cough medicine. It's gross. Yes, they're funny. The fans in the bathroom are for you to smoke weed in the bathroom and just blow the weed smoke out the vent so it takes it away. That's what it's for. Joe, you've got your hair halfway down your mouth. I had long hair when I was at college. Just for a laugh, I grew my hair long. When it was wet, it was down between my shoulder blades. But my hair goes curly when it's long. So when my hair was dry, it was just all sort of curled around. But man, I had like basically I had a mullet. It wasn't really a mullet. I had a faux hawk at one stage. I was not 100 miles removed. It wasn't a mullet because it wasn't short in front. It was long all over, and I actually brill creamed it back. I slicked it back. So, but that didn't last for that long. Dirk Van Dam. Sarsaparilla. Look, I don't criticize people's taste because it's a personal thing. Sarsaparilla, just not for me. No. Grasshopper, I like that. Some crazy old lady called up and said, "Oh, now they've got the same-sex marriage. My marriage is a farce." And even Bolt and his guys were like, "How? How does someone else's marriage affect yours? It's ridiculous." Yeah, no, I'm not a sarsaparilla. Oh, Grasshopper, I love that Bolt is still a Tony Abbott groupie. Um, that's just hilarious. That's like not reading the room because Tony Abbott is just, you know, politically a dead man. He's absolutely dead. Hellspawn, hot in Newcastle. It's been cool here this weekend. It started raining tonight. I don't need hair extensions, Kelsey. My hair's really, this is long for me. This is really long. I'm overdue for a haircut. I need to cut, maybe recolor it. I'll let you in on a secret. I think Mrs. Angry actually prefers it if I dye my hair like brown or something, whereas I like to do it like purple. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Might get a haircut and yeah, I need about half of this gone. I'm starting to look like a hippie. Need like a number 3 clippers on the back and sides and trim about half of this. It's a bit long. Tara, you're getting your Windows set up. Good luck with that. Oh, Christian, that's a compliment. True. I actually got told that years ago when I was a bit thinner and Drew Carey hadn't got thin. And it was meant as a compliment then too. Someone thought I looked, and that's before I had glasses even. But this person thought I reminded them of Drew Carey. I'll take it as a compliment. That's fine with me. Celtic can get long hair and dye it purple. Damaging, you can go to a YouTube meetup whenever you want, man. Hey, I'm having to get my Windows fixed. I had a new desktop PC. See, okay, my daughter, she got creative. She decided she's building herself a gaming PC. She's really into gaming. She ordered all the parts online, put it together herself, worked like a dream, and I was like, freaking awesome. I need a new PC like for my video work. because I got like a 4K camera now, and I want to use it, and I need to up the power on my PC. And my old desktop literally blew up. That was really scary when I moved into the house. I know something got messed up on the move, and I went to plug it in, and it just went bang, flash in my face, and man, that was scary. But anyway, that killed that old PC, and so yeah, my daughter made one of her own, and it worked a treat. So she said, "Do the same for me. Buy all the stuff, put it all together." And it just wouldn't work. There's something fucking weird happening. And I've had a specialist looking at it for a couple of days. Hopefully by tomorrow, I'll have it back working and I can start shooting stuff in 4K and editing and rendering it. That's what I'm hoping for. Kelcher King, my daughter is in fact quite awesome. She's 20. That's how old I am. I have a 20-year-old kid. She's an adult. She's not a kid. I have a 20-year-old adult daughter. So yeah. See, Elliot, I will say I am a little envious of New Zealand's continued links with its Maori history. It's something we could do with as well. Tara, did I turn off the computer? Yeah, I turned off the computer. I turned it off and I moved out the new house. And I think in the move, I don't know, it got shaken up and some bits contacted each other that shouldn't have. And then maybe it's my own fault for the way I did it, because the power cord's in the back of the PC, but it wasn't plugged into the PC. And I plugged it into a power board. And then I had the thing which I plugged, and it was switched on, and then I plugged the thing into the back of the PC, and it just went spark, bang, flash right in my face and scared the shit out of me. Like I thought I was going to fucking die. I was going to be electrocuted down on my hands and knees behind a PC, and it just went in my face. Scared the shit out of me. But I didn't die. And it didn't fry the hard drive either, which was good because it had lots of videos on it. But hopefully by tomorrow, by the end of tomorrow, I'll have a working PC that I can render my 4K, because I'm on a laptop at the moment, which is good for live streams. But this cannot process 4K video. I tried to edit 4K video on here, and it can't process it fast enough. It can't keep the video in sync with the audio. So blah. Tara, that's what happened to me. My computer was fine. I moved, plugged it back in, blew the fuck up. It was really disturbing. That is a nice turn of, I'm just going to say, nice turn of phrase from Hellspawn. My PC was incorrect. It was not PC, it was incorrect. Nice turn of phrase. I appreciate that. I had a holiday in New Zealand and I really liked it. It's a beautiful country. I think New Zealand is the place to retreat to if there's some sort of global apocalypse. Very nice place. Kelsey King, how many unreleased videos of Angry are there? Oh, there's lots of I've never thrown away video. Like I edit videos. All the unedited stuff I still have on hard drives. I've got like 6 terabytes of external drives of videos I've made over the last 10, 12 years. So there is actually probably some stuff I've shot that I've just never uploaded, but not that much, because I tend to upload almost everything I shoot. Sometimes I edit myself down, but yeah, there's probably a stupid number of hours of stuff on my hard drives, like hundreds and hundreds of hours of video that I've recorded over the years. So yeah, there's quite the archive for future generations. Is there hidden unreleased footage? Nothing very interesting. I did really in the very early, because these days I tend to do one-take videos. So what you see when I do the rants, even if it's 10, 20 minutes, I tend to do it all in one go. So what you see is what you get. But in the very early days, I did actually release some outtakes, and it's just me being really stupid, which, yeah, I guess is what you're after. I'm just going to look, see if I can find you a link from my video playlist of Uncut from my very early days. So, like, these are over 10 years old. Including a couple that got cut because I used porn images to promote the I was bad. I was so bad. But I found one. Look, this is like from the first year of when I was making videos. There's a link for you. That's from the first year of when I was making videos, and it's outtakes me getting stuff wrong. So I'm still wearing the mask because it's the first year of me making videos. Grasshopper, I am very silly, but I'm not a green supporter. A lot of my ideas of the world are very similar to the Greens' idea of the world, but I'm not a supporter of the Greens party because they've done too much bullshit that I really disagree with. So I'm definitely not an active supporter of the Greens. I was you saw one of the old ones watching Harry Potter with HD. Yeah, we used to do video commentaries. Frankie the Skin, you are so late, buddy. You're like in the last 5 minutes of me doing it. I will be retiring to my bed for the evening. It's 10 p.m. here. It's bedtime for all good boys and girls. So I'm going to be. Hellspawn, it's been a while since you've heard the word poofter. You don't hang around me and AIDS. We're like the worst people in the world. I swear to God, the stuff we say that you don't see, we're like the worst people in the world. We had this idea at one point of just having a secret channel. We don't even show our faces because we're too ashamed. And just say all the worst stuff we could think of. So like the old Derek and Clive stuff that Peter Cook and Dudley Moore did, just our version of Derek and Clive, just like mayors of Wrongtown, just say completely unacceptable shit. I love this fantastic nerd conversation going on with Tara and Grasshopper about Linux and being a sysadmin and whatnot. Frankie, having a long weekend and pay. Well, good, dude. Payday before a long weekend. You like that? Because then you can take full advantage of a long weekend. Well, if you're lucky, sometime in the next couple of days, Aidsy might be up to coming over, and we might be the two of us doing a live stream that you can catch up with. But for now, I am actually going to sign off now. I've been going for 2 hours now. I haven't really been keeping that close link time, but it's like 10 o'clock, and I think I started more or less on time. This is about 2 hours. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So again, as usual, it's all down to you, fine people. I've had a very good time with you all this evening. So thank you all for joining. Yes, I'll do the standard. If you haven't already clicked the like thing, we will fool the Google algorithm one day into thinking that I'm popular. So we'll go on. Grasshopper, could I do a thing that the Greens have done that I don't agree with? That might look. I'll tell you one off the top of my head. One of their endorsed candidates for a seat in Melbourne as anti-sex worker, and it's full of bullshit. The Greens have, on multiple occasions, pushed really conservative anti-sex worker lines. And because I have a lot of friends who are sex workers, I don't like it when they're treated like that. That's one of the things. Also, I think the Greens are too smug because they'll never have power, so they don't have to really think about repercussions. They can just push policies that will never be enacted, and they'd never have to cost or deal with the real world repercussions of it. I think they cut themselves off from real world repercussions sometimes. So anyway, everyone, thank you very much for joining. It's the last little bit from me about the Greens. Oh, look, I'll be back. I have not, Celtic King, I have not already ordered the kilt. I'm going to go through the formality of talking to Mrs. Angry and saying, I want to get a kilt and show it to her and see what she says. Because, I mean, hey, maybe it's like I said, maybe she's going to find it sexy with the easy access. Then I'll definitely get it. Batman, I'm saying goodbye. You've dropped in and saying hello. I'm saying goodbye. Oh, Tara, Bob Catter. I can make another video about Bob Catter. I'll probably do a pre-recorded video tomorrow, and I'll probably be talking a lot about the marriage equality stuff and the really fucking weird shit. Because Bob Catter's really interesting. I think he genuinely cares about his constituents, but in some stuff he's just detached from reality. Yeah, but anyway, okay. Thank you, everyone. I've said thank you a lot. I've said I'm going a lot, but I am really going now. I've really enjoyed the interaction with everyone as per usual. Thank you very much for taking part in this, and I will see you all later. Bye.